Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gabfest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities.
Turnbuckles and Stogies. Yo, what is up? What is up, yo? Happy Sunday. Another Sunday with your favorite hostess with the mostest.
My dad, I'm doing a wrestling punch. I looked at him, I said, hey, I'm on a Brooklyn unit.
We're not in Brooklyn, sir. We're in upstate New York in Dutchess County. I'm originally from Yonkers. Hung out in the farm.
Wait a minute. I guess you guys don't know each other that well.
Oh,
Not automatically pop up. There we are.
what is up? What is up? Happy Sunday. Happy Fun Day. This is your favorite podcast, Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod. I am the host with the most, the big dog, the vanilla gorilla, and we have another episode of Turnbuckles and Stogies. We weren't going to.
Well, we were supposed to, but the interview we were supposed to drop didn't upload. It got all the way to the end and then said there was a problem, so I would have had to restart it. But it's okay because we can go live and then we can just air the interview on this episode, and people can watch it.
And we can leave.
Well, no, because somebody's got to be here to end the stream unless I take the computer with
Do
me.
a remote control.
You can't.
Why?
It doesn't work that way.
We have a remote.
But maybe I'll air that interview. I'll go to commercial break when we're done talking, air the interview. This way you guys have an interview this week, which was being asked to get dropped. I had asked a few different times by a lot of different people. So
Y'all probably wonder why I got on my St. Patty's Day hat.
because
We
you're
had
gay.
the parade yesterday. And this is the start of St. Patty's Day.
So real quick, for those
2
who
weeks
didn't
for
see,
St. Patty's Day.
I knows yesterday from our guest last week.
Patina,
So
very good.
I smoked one already. I smoked the
I smoked the red one, the Habano.
no, that's not Habano.
That's the one I smoked.
The Nicaragua de Oro.
That's the one. See?
Yeah, I believe that's a Maduro or a Corojo. I forget. I smoked the Sumatra, the rustic Sumatra, which is the bronze and green label. Great cigar.
Very good.
Very tasty. Go get yours.
About as tasty as a steak. So, what we're going to talk about today? Let's talk about the Elimination Chamber.
I mean, we're going to talk about the show that happened last night and the really, really big
Turn of events.
Yeah. I mean, that was the show overall, though, from start to finish was a very great card.
It was. I watched it this morning.
From top to bottom, chamber to chamber, was a great show. Kevin and Sammy tore the house down, as always.
I think Sammy's done.
No, he's going to go away for a little while. You're going to have Orton and Kevin at Mania. You'll probably have Sammy and maybe he'll join up with Karrion Kross or
Well, Karrion Kross isn't on TV anymore.
yeah,
I was reading an article today. Ever since they did away with the AOP and all of that, he hasn't been on TV in over 2 months.
he was on TV like 2 weeks ago.
I don't know. That's what that thing said.
Yeah, no, he was on TV like 2 weeks ago.
And now he's doing a lot of independent stuff.
He was on TV 2 weeks ago with The Miz. When Miz fought, right before Miz fought Carmelo. He was on TV. I don't know what they're watching.
I'm just saying.
Again, I don't.
Dirt sheets.
Yeah. Or as some people call them, the 411 fuck sheets, because they're full of shit.
Sure.
So the women's chamber match was fantastic.
Very good.
Jade returned, took out Naomi. So I'm assuming that's going to be the big reveal is Naomi took out Jade to, I guess, get closer to Bianca or become a champion, however they're going to do this. Then coming out of that match, you have Bianca versus Rhea or Io, depending on what comes out of Monday night. Whoever walks out champion is going to walk into Mania as champion.
I think it's going to be Rhea.
It'll probably be Rhea and Bianca because that's a match everybody wants to see. But Io and Bianca will be very good as well. Then you had Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia and Candice, which again was a very great match. They all the women showed out top to bottom. Again, they had 4 matches. And then we'll get to the last segment because that's what everybody wants to talk about.
Well, let's give him a little minute.
Everybody wants to talk about that.
Let's give him a few minutes.
We're not getting to that yet. We still got some other stuff to
I'm
cover
not
in
ready to
between.
talk about that yet.
So Trish got to wrestle again in Toronto, which they were at the Rogut Arena, some weird arena. It's the Sky Dome. Everybody knows it's the Sky Dome. Always has been the Sky Dome.
Her kids got to see her wrestle for the first time live.
Her daughter, yeah. I think it's the first time her son or her daughter has seen
Both
her
of
wrestle.
them. They never seen her wrestle. So they both got to see her wrestle, which was good. I didn't know that Jordan was part of the booking team.
Jason Jordan, he's been a producer for a long time.
I didn't know that.
He's a producer. Petey Williams, Kenny Dykstra,
Shane Helms.
Bobby Roode. Shane Helms has been a producer for like 20 years at this point already, if not longer. Or like 15 years, I think. Whenever he retired is when he became a producer. Road Dogg is the head of creative for SmackDown now. Bobby Roode's a producer. Jason Jordan, Kenny Dykstra. Oh, he doesn't go by Petey Williams anymore. He goes by Pete.
Pete Williams.
Yeah. I think Jamie Noble still does it. I know Jamie
Noble left.
All the women's matches are produced by Fit.
Correct.
Fit is, I think, the only guy that produces. I think he's the only one that produces the women's matches.
Correct.
I'm sure I think Kevin and Sammy's match was probably produced by Michael Hayes.
That was a good match.
That was very good.
Especially when he brought out the chair.
Which one?
With the barbed wire.
Oh, the one that had no give when he slammed Kevin on it?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was a good match.
Kevin should have bled when he got his face.
No, because what they did, and I read it this morning because somebody else pointed it out. Nobody bled the entire show.
Which was stupid.
No, because they saved the color for the segment that made sense, which was the end of the show. They could have put blood in all those matches, but it didn't. None of those matches needed
I
it.
thought they were going to have blood because everybody was wearing white yesterday.
No, that's not even a. They just wear white now, just to wear white. They don't even. It's not. It's got nothing to do with that anymore.
I'm a big Trish Stratus fan, by the way. After yesterday,
What?
She looked good.
There was a hell of a showing in the Elimination Chamber matches, both men and women. The men was a star-studded match.
Sure was.
Punk, Cena, Rollins, McIntyre, Priest, and Logan.
And John Cena.
I said that.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Yeah. Although to see him and Punk go at it was pretty cool.
Well, he tapped Punk out.
Well, did you see? But technically, John didn't beat him.
No,
and the reason
he got stumped.
And people are gonna hate him, but the reason I say he didn't beat him was because of the fact that Seth Rollins curb stomped Punk. So really, they could put Punk versus Cena on another show and put it back at the Elimination Chamber when Rollins curb stomped Punk and Cena never officially beat Punk.
Bless you.
So now, I guess we should get to the matter at hand that everybody wants to know about.
Sure.
I'm going to assume that everybody watching, Roku, Netflix, I'm going to assume everybody wants to know the question that's on everybody's mind. It's a question that's been on everybody's mind since last night. But I think it's a long time coming. We all know who won the women's chamber was the winner of the women's chamber was Bianca. The winner of the men's chamber was Cena. And you had the face-off at the end with Cody and John. Rock comes out because he wants Cody's soul.
And Cody tells him to go fuck yourself.
Cody tells him, I sold my soul to these people, to this ring, to this business a long time ago. Rock, you can go fuck yourself. John Cena gets all excited. He hugs Cody. He looks up at Rock. Facial expression changes. Rock goes like this. And John Cena turned heel.
His final word, he turns heel and sells his soul.
I do think this is his last year. I don't know. I mean, if he's going to be his last year, why not go out as a heel?
Could do that.
The only thing he's never done, and that wasn't by his design. That was WWE's banking team saying, if you do this, we're fucked. But when he turns heel, Michael Cole comes over the announce mic, and he's, why, John? Why? There's kids that look up to you all over the world. That's the point. But if you watch the interview he did with Chris Van Vliet over, I think it was not Rumble, but it was before that, he was ready to turn heel the last time he wrestled The Rock. He had singlets, he had a new track, he had everything ready to go.
Right.
So now the question is, do we see all that come back, or does he keep the same gimmick but tweaks it? Does he go to the singlet and the boxing robes and everything else?
I don't know.
That's the question. I am personally a big fan of his heel run. It's going to be interesting. But that means he's going to get number 17.
We can see that.
But what did he say a while ago? He said he's going to shake the hand of the person who's going to get number 18.
So number 18 would be Cody.
Could be. Cody could get 18. He's got 17 more to go.
See what happens.
He's got a while left. He's got a lot left in the tank, though.
See what happens.
I mean, it's a very interesting aspect of what's going to come out of this. I guess we start Monday night.
Sure.
I guess Monday night starts the road. Well, the road's already started.
The road
but
started to WrestleMania already.
Monday night starts the last 40-day countdown, 45 days, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be an interesting 45 days, I'll tell you that.
As of now, I got a month and 3 weeks until I retire.
You figure you coming out of this now, you have only pay-per-view left, I think, in between now and Mania is Money in the Bank, I think.
That's if they do it.
I don't see why they wouldn't. But I think Money in the Bank is the only one left on the main roster. You have, I think, Roadblock and Armageddon for NXT
right
before Mania.
Right.
But I think the only one left is Money in the Bank.
Correct. It's fucking cold out.
So, well, on that note, let's take a quick commercial break.
And we'll be back. Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod, the best podcast on the internet right now. Heard?
It's coming. Give it a second.
Been a little crazy, and I haven't had much time. Crazy, it gets me the more you're on my mind. Thought of you and the things you do got me spinning. Never thought I'd find someone who sees things the way I do. Never thought I'd find this love till I ran into you. Filled the hole in my soul, got me spinning. Got me spinning around and round. My feet are nowhere near the ground, and I'm spinning, yeah. I'm spinning. Time passes slowly when we're 1,000 miles apart, and the hours turn to days, getting aching in my heart. In my mind, I see a memory, and I'm spinning. I'll be home tomorrow. We got a lot of catching up to do. I wanna see your pretty face and throw my arms around you. Hold you tight all through the night.
I'm Matt.
Spinning.
You know what, man?
Got me spinning.
All right. So, now, here's the interview that was supposed to air today in place of the show. It didn't work, so I'm going to air it for you guys now. And then
We'll be back.
we'll be back. I don't remember how long this interview is, so you guys are going to find out with us. Enjoy our interview with Jonas Santana, owner of Blackbird Cigars.
Host of the Mac and Jack Sports Show, and you're watching Military Broadcast Radio's Turnbuckle and Stogies, a fun show that covers wrestling and cigar, and it works every Sunday at 11 a.m. Thank you for watching.
Introducing LT Defense Tactical Gear, your ultimate solution for top-notch protection and performance in the field. Our armor bundles provide unmatched safety and comfort, while our battle belts and holsters ensure quick and easy access to your gear. Stay prepared for any situation with our high-quality medical supplies, designed to keep you ready for action at all times. Looking to enhance your skills? Our firearms training programs will take your proficiency to the next level. Trust LT Defense for all your tactical gear needs and gear up for success on the battlefield.
You going back in?
There's still men out there. God damn. When I go home, people ask me, "Hey, Hoot, why do you do it, man? Why? Just some kind of war junkie?" I won't say a goddamn word. Why? They won't understand. They won't understand why we do it. They won't understand it's about the men next to you. And that's it. That's all it is. Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
I want to make it clear that the views expressed by our hosts are not considered the official stance of MBR Views. Remember, this is all about having fun and enjoying the ride.
Turnbuckles and Stogies. Yo, what is up? What is up? Yo, happy Sunday. Another Sunday with your favorite hostess with the mostest.
My dad, I'm doing a wrestling punch. I looked at her and I said, hey.
We are Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod, your hostess with the mostest, the big dog, the vanilla gorilla, and ladies and gentlemen, today, yo, y'all ready for this? Because I don't think they're ready for this, Joe.
I don't know. They might not be. Hey, look at that.
Yo, what is up? What is up? Another Sunday fun day here. We're just waiting on our guest to come on. You are here with the host with the
Savannah Hot.
I'll show you that.
Sitting down with
My man himself,
the man himself,
Mr. Jonas from Blackbird Cigars. I'm just waiting for him to get the link.
You have the Cuco.
Is it Cuco or Coco?
Cuco, I'm smoking the unkind. Hold on. Let me fix that for you guys. Wait a second. Wait a second, people. Wait a second. Hey, look, it's mirroring my camera already. Perfect. So, that's what I'm smoking. That's what he's smoking. We're going to get into his line today. Now, by the time this airs, I don't know if the Superb is in the pack that is still in the mail.
Yes, he mailed us some because he was very busy, didn't check his stuff. So
now the pack is in the mail, so by this point we would have already smoked a few other ones.
So
if
let's
not,
see.
I mean,
so for all you cigar smokers out there, right?
I think that these are aged. They're not aged that much.
Look, for all you cigar
you
smokers,
you can't tell on camera.
But that's yellow.
Nah, it's not really.
It's a little yellow. It's not. It's about as yellow as the vanilla gorilla. And
I don't know how old this is. I don't know if it's the new factory, the old factory, the same blend. I don't know. We'll find out today.
I'm just waiting for him to get on. I just texted him. He said, "Give me 3 minutes." That was 3 minutes ago. So it's a beautiful day here in New York. By the time this airs, it'll probably be fucking winter time.
Because we're recording it on September 10th.
Probably air like fucking December 31st.
You guys will probably see this in, well, depending on stuff and people's availability.
Speaking of the man himself.
Change.
Speaking of the man himself.
What?
Let's bring him in.
Hello, hello.
Here he is. What's up,
Mr. Jonas, what is going on, sir?
Everything is great, and you?
Everything's great. Thanks for jumping on and giving us some of your busy, valuable time.
Man, what can I tell you, man? I've been traveling a lot. There's a lot going on, positive too, a lot of growth. But yeah, man, I'm very busy right now.
So,
How you guys
Jonas,
been?
we're doing all right,
good,
man.
man.
You know, we drove out to
I went and picked him up at Cigar World right up the road, like 45 minutes up the road. I left work, went and picked him up, and then came back.
Okay, so Cigar
now-
World will be what? In what state?
Jersey.
Right in.
Oh,
Ramsey.
you're in Jersey right now. Okay,
I'm in
nice,
New-
nice.
Well,
like
we're in New
45
York,
minutes
but
from
she's 45 minutes from us.
Okay, in New York. How far are you from Papa Juan?
Down in the Bronx
Yeah.
by Yankee Stadium,
Yes, sir.
45 minutes, 35
All right.
minutes.
So
However, I
he,
decide,
he also have the
however,
cigars.
however I decide how to drive. You know.
Yeah, so they have it, the Cigar Superstore in Long Island, Harry Savannah hat. Yeah, there's a couple accounts there. So,
Okay, so
let's get to business.
Yeah, man.
let's get down to business. So, Jonas, tell us how you got into making Blackbird and how you came up with the name and how long you've been doing this.
So I have around 14 years in this. Overall in the industry, I started in another company where I got to, let's say, learn a lot because of my decision. I always tell my people that when you work with somebody, it can be a college that pays you if you're willing to do the work and learn in the process, because you never know where you are in a place. You never know when it's going to be your turn to manage a lot of things. And at the end of the day, man, if you don't have a little bit of like, I want to be better every day, things like that. If you don't have that in your mind, you're gonna be always in the same place. So I was always a yes man, and outside of my position, which was marketing and sales, the graphic designer, I also decided to do the tour for every visitor that we have there. But so that gave me the possibility to ask questions over and over again to get more intel in every single department. And I also click with the master blender back then. So I asked the master blender back then, can you teach me every day if I come? And he told me, if you can come 1 hour before your work shift and you're willing to learn, we can do it. So that's how I really started going over there 1 hour before my work shift, smoking puro cigars while rolling 10 cigars a day, or sometimes 20. So I can learn and develop my palate. I can learn the inside, how to make a cigar, how to proper do things, and also develop my palate. And then after that, I was doing marketing, sales, and sometimes traveling to the US. So every time I travel to the US, I was bringing sales. So in the company, we're like, how do you do it? And I'm like, I don't know. I think people like me. I don't know. I think to be a sales guy, you have to be a people person. You have to know what you're selling. And after that, they offered me the job in Miami to be working at the warehouse, and that gave me another knowledge because I was the only person at the warehouse doing everything. So warehouse job plus selling, advertising, marketing, everything, you name it. I was doing containers by myself, unloading it, loading it, shipping, everything, you name it, invoicing, charging people, traveling the nation, everything at the same time. So it was more than getting the job done. It was a mission, honestly. It was a real mission. But that gave me another knowledge. I was checking on what was really working on the retail side, and I was also checking what can work in the logistics side.
Right.
So I tell my ex-boss in that time, hey, I have an idea. I believe people nowadays are looking for something more modern or refresh. I believe that all the traditional guys did a great job already, and they did it great. But in order for having new customers, we need to aim to the customers that is willing to try new stuff or have a different open mind. So father say yes, son say no, and it was a little bit of a conflict that I wanted to stay out of it. So I decided to quit. When I quit, I was still illegal in the country. and I had probably $2,000 in my bank account. So the first call that I did was my brother, and he told me, you know what? You've been doing cigars for the last 7 years. Let's just put everything together. We rent the warehouse. We did already like 200 boxes of the Crow back then to try it out. Nothing big.
Wow.
I did it in 2016, 200 boxes of the Crow. We have the name of Blackbird and everything. But in 2018, August, that was when we really were working in our factory, in our brand. Let's make it happen the way we can. You know, Jonas, plus my brother. I'm going to put my brain into this too. And we started putting like the right information, the right meaning of everything we're doing. So as you can see in my hat over here, it says "Can't Clip My Wings" because I was an illegal guy, but I also believe in self-motivation, but in motivating the other people, but staying in the essence of brand, which is Blackbird, which is a bird. So can't clip my wings. Don't let anyone clip your wings and follow your dreams. Blackbird, because the first cigar that we made was the Crow, but the Crow has families like the Raven, the Rook, the Jackdaw. All of them are crows. So the thing is, we don't have great grandfather or family tradition in this. We cannot lie to anybody. So we wanted to go full marketing that makes sense, that represents us in a way, and people things that can give us stuff to play with and give to the people. So in the case of bird, the strongest bird in the planet is the eagle, but the smartest bird in the planet is the crow, and the crow, blackbird. So not only because it's a blackbird, but also because in the marketing side, you have to understand that you want to put an easy name. And if you don't remember the name, you will remember the color. That's why my boxes, my bands are colorful, bright colors that you can see it from far. So, like I said, there's a lot of companies that have done a great job, but the competition is over there. How you make somebody to turn from my everyday cigar to, hey, let's try this new blackbird that is out here. So people get caught by the eye, but they're gonna stay if the product is great. So that's why I always say we have a very modern approach, but people will always understand as soon as they smoke our cigars how much we respect the craft of handmade cigars. There's no reinventing the wheel here. It's just about who cared the most every time we make a cigar. Like it's not we are just bumping out cigars to make money. No, we wanna do the best cigars we can. So the side effect of being successful will be money, right? But we want the people to be happy first, and then they will lift us up. That's the thing. But the marketing approach in a modern way is because I think that cigars sometimes are not so excited. Let's say it's very laid back, and I understand there's people like that, but I think you can reach more people if you can give a little bit of everything. You can give moments of jazz, you can give moment of hip hop. I think that there's other brand owners that they feel a little maybe afraid of showing that they really listen to crazy hip hop and things like that. But man, we are human beings. So something that I also think that has lifted me up by the people is being authentic. I don't really feel bad when the people know that I'm a rapper. I make music. I make hip hop rap and all of that. Why do I?
So what do you do? What do you make? What do you make? Like reggaeton and shit like that?
I do reggaeton, rap, hip hop,
My man.
trap, all of that. But this is the thing that I'm trying to explain you right here. People feel that, oh, the cigar community won't like that so intense from me. Not really, man. There's moment for everything. But the people inside of the industry, they want to be like, oh, no, we are the people in the suit. We don't talk too many things. We never curse. We never do. Be authentic. Don't be fake.
Well,
that's what I believe.
Well, let's hold that thought for a second, because I don't know if you know, we hang out with Matty Rocks a lot, right?
Okay.
So Matty Rocks, you know Matty Rocks. You've seen Matty Rocks, Drew Estate's best friend.
He's usually dressed in like a crazy
He's
suit.
always dressed in a crazy suit and all of that at PCA and all of that. So
Okay, I think I know who you are talking about.
yes. So Maddie has said to us several times, like you just iterated.
The guys in the suits and ties used to quote unquote run the industry. He puts it, now the inmates are running the asylum.
The inmates, I like that.
And guys,
the guys like you, the guys like us doing the podcast,
right.
we are who we are, and that's just
and
what
they don't like that, like guys, they don't like that guys like us are coming up and taking over
the industry
because
quick.
they feel that, hey, listen, I've been doing this 60 years, and now you got a guy like Jonas, like Drew Estate, like Allen, Ish, guys like this that are just coming in and ain't dressing in a ascot, in a suit, things like that. You know what I mean?
Times have changed with the cigar world as well, because like I got in at 18, and it was still kind of an older demographic that smoked. You didn't see guys my age smoking.
Correct.
Now I got friends of mine that call me, yo, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, nothing. Yo, let's go smoke a cigar. And they come to find out they've been smoking since we got out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you don't see guys, you didn't see the younger guys back then. Now, you're getting a lot of the younger guys like 18, 20, 22 who are getting into the industry because they're playing golf, or they're going with their dad or their uncle, and somebody gave them a cigar 2 years ago and they really liked it, but now they really want to start getting into it, and then that's basically it's geared toward that.
Let me tell you something. For example, the respect that I need to have for the industry is the craft. Outside of that, I don't need to properly dress. I'm not going to the church.
Right.
Correct. You know what I mean? With a lot of respect.
Oh, absolutely.
Unless you tell me today we have an event with dress code. Okay, it's that day. But if you are the guy coming to the lounge, that is a relaxation moment. Why I need to stress you out that you need to dress properly every time you
listen,
go.
Jonas, people laugh because
Jonas,
it could be 10 degrees outside in New York, right? And he'll tell you, I wear shorts, I wear Crocs, and I wear a cut-off T-shirt every time I go to the lounge. And people go, you coming to a lounge. I'm like, okay, I didn't know I had to dress for fucking church.
And really, the most
I said, if I had to dress for fucking church, I would have fucking wore my best fucking suit, which is a T-shirt with sleeves and a pair of jeans. So how do you want me to dress?
And I tell people all the time, I go to lounges in sweatpants. I'm like, and then, I said, you'll catch me with a pair of jeans on once in a while. I said, it just depends on the mood I'm in.
We have to.
I said, most of the time I'm going to hang out.
We have to understand something, my man. And we cannot let our egos or what we think is the real thing to do in the industry.
Yeah, the normal.
The normal to avoid the true meaning of smoking a cigar. I think it's two. Maybe we can add something else, but it's two. One is it's like your time, like your treat to yourself.
Correct.
Second, which probably will be the most important one, but let's put it in second. Cigars unify people. Let's enjoy that.
And that's a correct thing. And I tell people this all the time, Jonas.
I mean, I've smoked cigars with people that played in the NFL and the NBA, all the way down to a janitor in a school.
Listen, Jonas, I don't know if you know my background, but the reason that we're called turnbuckles and stogies, because I used to wrestle for 35 years, okay?
Oh, wow.
So, like you, I have a background opposite, and I work for the government now. But, it's funny because, like, people will say, oh, you did this, you did that, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I did. And guess what? When I come to a lounge, I come here to relax, meet people, talk to people, have a good time. I said, I don't come here to talk politics. I don't come here to find out that your wife is banging the guy next door. I come here to sit here and smoke this, and that's it. And you know what? Like, we've had this conversation with other people. Like, somebody will say, oh, you're smoking a $10 cigar. Yep. Oh, I got this Cohiba. It's really good. I'll tell you what. I'll take that label off that Cohiba. I'll take the label off of Jonas's cigar. You let me know which one is better.
Exactly.
I tell people that all the time. I
You know what I
you'll
mean?
never know the difference if you take the labels off. You know, I'm like,
Exactly.
people,
So the
that's it,
respect.
you're missing on good things like your cigars, like Alan's
Exactly.
cigars, like Ish's stuff. I said because you're more focused on the status symbol of how much you're paying for your cigar.
I respect every single company work, and I believe they do what they think is best.
Absolutely.
Like I say, my respect for the industry will be in the respect of the craft. How long does it take to make your first premium cigar? What moments you create when you smoke cigar? In my case, when I'm happy, I want to smoke a cigar. When I'm sad, I want to smoke a cigar because I want to be happy. That's what the thing that I like and respect about the industry. It's not necessarily the dress code or whatever. I think we can have moments that we need to dress properly for a type of
Yes,
event, but in an everyday
absolutely.
thing that you gotta be you gotta be yourself. I believe cigars unify people, and everybody is welcome, no matter the dress code, no matter if they are poor or rich. I don't really care because that's why you have different selection of cigars: the budget
Right.
friendly, the core line, the short run, the top notch one. Everybody's welcome. That's what I
So,
feel.
Jonas, on that note, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
He sits on his bed with his gun in his hand. He thinks his life is over, he can't understand. A bottle of whiskey and some pills in the drawer. He doesn't want to hurt himself or hurt anymore. Why must it be this way? Just think it all over and listen to the words I say. You are not alone. There are so many people who fight with their demons each day. 'Cause you are not alone. So take my hand, brother, let's beat this together today. You're not alone. She picks up the clothes that fall loose on the floor. She finds a crumpled letter just behind the door. Begins to read it with tears in her eyes. A horrible feeling takes over inside. Says, honey, can I talk to you? There has to be something that we can do. You are not.
Yo, we are back with the man, the Blackbird man, Mr. Jonas himself, and your favorite podcast on all streaming networks, Turnbuckles
And
and
on
Stogies Pod.
Roku and on Amazon. We're all over the place.
So, Jonas, let's get into what we're smoking here. I'm smoking a Cuco.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell us a little bit about this cigar.
The Cuco is my, let's say, most Dominican cigar that I make. What the reason why I mentioned that is because I believe to have a great cigar is picking the best out of every country you can get something. That way you can really have different offerings to everybody. But in the case of the Cuco, I already have 5 blends, main blends, before we got the Superb out and all the brands, all the projects that we have done. The main thing was 6 core lines, and we needed something. All right, you know what? We're from Dominican Republic. We need to do something that is more Dominican we can be. But outside of that, we're gonna put a Brazilian wrapper. So it's a Dominican tobacco from different cities of my country. It is a pain in the ass because if you don't get that tobacco from that area that you use, it's gonna be a problem to make the cigar. It's medium to full, no pepper. I specify that because if you want medium to full, power and pepper, you go with the Crow. But if
I
you
was going
are
to buy that today.
Yeah. So if you are a mild smoker or medium smoker, it will be very easy for you to transition from your medium body or mild body cigar to the Cuco because it has no pepper, it has body to it.
But I got to tell you, it tastes really great. Really, really great.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Then I got the unkind.
The Unkind, I always, it always bring me memories. The Unkind. Unkind used to be the Raven. And 4 months after I
Oh,
relaunched the brand in 2019, that's when I really relaunched the brand. 4 months after, I got a call from somebody telling me we own the Raven name, and I sell the guy that was very cool with me. I told him, can you send me back the trademark certification, and I will go ahead and change it. And he told me I'll call you back, but the guy that called me back was the attorney. I didn't understand too much back then. I was still illegal and broke when I had that. And he was very, very unkind with me. If he asked me, you want to go to the court or you what? And I'm like, my situation right now as an illegal guy, I don't really want to fight. But he was very unkind with me. I know he was doing his job, but I did that name so he can always remember me for the rest of his life. He actually made me more famous after that. And of course, the unkind means flag of ravens. So he actually gave me, I understand, lawyer, you did your job. I understand, but I'm a marketing guy, man. How you remember me?
so now, so now, how you doing? So now, let me ask you this because Joey's going to bring it up too. So the macaw, myself and Joey probably smoke about 2.5 boxes, and then a buddy of ours, Badass Cigar Life. I know you've seen him on Instagram. He probably bought about 3 or 4 boxes,
if not more. I mean, I was the only place at the time I was really finding them was Fanatics because he had them down on the bottom shelf.
Okay.
Tucked away, and every time I went, I would go in and I'd buy 1 or 2. I'd smoke one. I'd go back. I'd buy 3 or 4, and I would just keep them. And then I finally ran out of them.
So now, can you buy those anymore, or is that
going to be
that's finished, or
anything like that?
I think maybe there's one shop with probably half a box, maybe Cigar Superstore in Long Island. You will need to call. That's about it. The beautiful stuff about Macaw, as you can see, the Macaw has a lot of colors.
Yes.
So the reason why is let's try to pick the best note from each cigar that we make, and we put it in one. That cigar has around 7 different types of tobacco. It was very hard. So if I bring it back, I need to make sure, and I'm probably not going to be able to make more than 500 boxes. That's it.
Right.
But it was trying to get the best out of each cigar and put it together, to put all the colors together, as I have a lot of colors, which is my, let's say, my brand stamp. But yeah, it's gonna be hard, man. So right now, if you want to get something
cigar, though,
that is not common, yeah, thank you, man. If you want to get something new, that will be the Cactus Ren, which is available in a couple shops. That's a short run. The superb
Cactus Ren.
The Cactus Ren is the state bird of Arizona, and I don't know why things like that happen to me. I will tell you guys, I get along with this gentleman right now. We are very good friends. But the thing is, the Cactus Ren is the state bird of Arizona. And I remember when I was still illegal, I went to Arizona to visit shops. My first stop was cigarsdaily.com.
You say that's a Cigars Daily cigar.
Exactly. So he told me I just got in and I'm like, hey, Tim, I'm Jonas from Blackbird Cigar. And he said, yeah, I know who you are. Did you make an appointment? And I'm like, nah, not really. But if you don't have 5 minutes, that's fine. I can be gone. And then then he told me, yeah, stay right there. He had lunch, whatever. He called me to his office and said, don't you ever come to my shop without having an appointment. Now get the F out of my shop.
Wow.
Like that. And, well, I left illegal. I don't want to fight. Then he called me 3 years after that. He called me. He told me how sorry he was. He apologized. And he said, oh, I have an order for you. It was a very good order. I'm not gonna lie. Then he invited me to the show. He apologized in front of everybody. I respect that about him. I didn't ask him.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good business.
Yeah, he did it. But now it's a story that I can tell. He even tell it. He was making fun of himself for what he did. He brought me 2 times to the show. he said in live. But that now I respect that gentleman a lot because you can excuse yourself in private. You don't need to tell it to your life, and he did it. Now we do a lot of business. So I say now that we are in a different terms, and I can see that your shop is really buying a lot of blackbird. What do you think about we do the state bird of Arizona? You'll be the main guy. You're gonna be the first guy in the nation. And he said, "All right, let's do it." He did 200 boxes. He sold out in 24 hours. 200
Really?
boxes.
I did see
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
In 24 hours. Yeah.
And because I think I had gotten paid the next day or a day or 2 days after. I went to order them and they were gone.
Yeah. After that, he ordered 400. I don't know how long he sell it, but trust me, he sold out for a lot of months already. And then what I told him, take care, brother. And then what I told him, all right, so now I'm ready to offer it to the nation, and he was okay with it. And now we probably gonna work in the Cactus Rain box press, only available at his website.
What you know? What I like, and so here's what we do. Here's what we do with cigar makers that have new releases. If you want to come back on and do a new release, we have no problem doing that. We can do it live. We can tape it like we are now.
Let us know.
Just let us know. Just send us the product. And like I said, Jonas, we have no problem doing it because without you guys, and I say you guys, I say all you-ish.
Without you guys taking the
time, coming on with us
and let people expose to the brand
Right.
more,
Yeah,
we wouldn't have a product, a podcast. It would just be us talking about whatever we're smoking.
So, and people don't realize that the cigar world is a big cigar world, but then it's so small because like we were out at we were in Jersey one night, and it just so happened that Ventura was down in
Henderson.
Henderson was at Fanatics, right? So we had just left. We had just bought cigars and we left. Joey gets a text message from Henderson. He goes, "Joey, where you at?" He goes, "I'm back at the hotel." He goes, "Well, get your ass back over here." I said, "Bro,
He
that's
goes, how far are you from Fanatics?" I'm like 10 minutes. He goes, "Can you turn around? I have something." And it was his pre-release right before the Chancellor came out.
Okay.
So I think that was like over the summer, and the Chancellor wasn't coming out until
Chicken with honey mustard. Honey mustard.
PCA that year.
Okay.
That's right.
That's cool. That's something very cool. Yeah,
We
to
actually
have
did
something
an
before everybody.
yeah. We just did an interview with him.
Interview with him, I think a couple of weeks ago. I have to upload it so that people can watch it.
Sorry,
Nice.
the wife just bought me dinner.
So now, how did you? Like, I know you said so. Everything you've done is a bird. Obviously, like I know the Finch is one. The Jackdaw is another one, right? That's the Connecticut.
Correct.
And
The
then
Superb, which is this color. The Superb is another bird, the bird of the paradise. Superb, after we built the new factory, we decided that before we make any new product, we wanted to perfect every single blend that we already have. So after we perfected every single blend, if you have a cigar from 2 years ago and the cigar from now, you will see that there's an upgrade positive in our cigar. So I said, you know what? After that, let's do a blend so we can promote it and get the people back to us, and so they can see what's new and they can also revisit every cigar. Superb is the bird of the paradise, and we name it after that because we did 51 blends before we nail it. So when you arrive to your desired vacation and you just arrive to paradise, that's the same way we felt when we got that cigar with a burned out palate. That's why we did Superb. So we also have the Crow, the Unkind, which is the Raven. We have the Rook. But everything that we do it with a meaning. So let's say Jackdaw is the sunrise cigar. That's why it's bright orange. The Finch is the mid-morning. That's why it's light blue. The Rook is lunchtime, which is high noon. Then you have Unkind, which is the dusk. Then you have Crow, which is the heat of the night. Then Cuckoo, we call it the midnight. We understand that you will smoke the cigar at the time you can. It's fine if you smoke a full body cigar in the morning, but everything we do is with a purpose. And the way we did it, the Superb, is we call it the anytime cigar because it's right in the middle. And mild body people and full body people can really enjoy that cigar at any moment in the day.
So what's the one we just seen?
Oh, the Hawk.
The Hawk. So one of my sales rep, which is in New York, New Jersey, is Adrian Acosta. He has the company called Cigar Culture, and he gave me the idea to have like a collaboration, do because we work together, and he liked the Bird of the Hawk, and we just collaborate. We did a box press cigar. If I'm not wrong, we did around 10,000 cigars, probably more, and it's a short run. So after it's gone, it's gone. Just maybe a couple shops still have maybe some, but it's gone.
That means I have to pick up the one she's got.
That means I'm gonna have to go to
Cigar World.
Cigar World and pick them up.
Left.
So let me ask you this: so one of your reps is a friend of ours, Mr. Miyagi.
Oh, Miyagi. So yeah, Miyagi.
How did you and Miyagi hook up and he become a rep for you? And I mean, I know he knows his cigars because I talk to him all the time. But how did that happen?
So the thing is, Miyagi, he started looking at my brand popping out here and there. Every time I was having things like this, a podcast or a Zoom or whatever, he was jumping in, and he started getting very fascinated about the brand and the way I do it. Then he find out I made music. He started listening to my music. He got more hooked up. So he liked the idea of, well, I'm smoking a Blackbird cigar, I want to listen to Yontana. It's like a complete mix. Right. And he just became a great fan that turned to a friend. And then he was looking for a job. He wanted to get in. I like his personality. He's a gentleman. He has a great heart. So I just gave him the opportunity. And I just gave him all the knowledge that I get. And man, he's a guy that he likes to be in this industry. He loves it, man. I can't complain about it.
He's great, and he, because I talk to him a lot, doing a lot of the Zoom herps. He's always on me, and and he.
We actually sent him an email to come on now, but I
forgot to send him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. He, I talk to him all the time through like all the Zoom herps we do and stuff like that. Over the years we've talked, and when I started smoking your cigars, it's kind of around the time I met him, and then, that was I think after he had started working with you, so he actually. We were on a Zoom. He's like, "What do you?" He said, "I saw you were smoking I think it was the Rook or the Kuko or whatever, one of them." And he was like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "This is what it is." He's like, "It's really good." He goes, "Jonas told me it's dead," and he was able to rattle off everything.
He rattled like everything off.
It's good to have guys like that in your corner. It's just a better benefit, for you at the events.
And he loves cigars. Like. He literally, I think he prefers cigars over girls.
I mean,
I wish you was here to answer that question.
Cigars don't yell at you.
They don't. See, they don't yell at you. They don't tell you that you have to do this. They don't argue with you. They don't tell me, "Give me $100 to get my nails done."
No, they spend the money.
No, they don't tell you to give you $100 to get the nails done.
No, they just say, "Give me $100 to get more."
Yeah, give me more. So Jonas, let me ask you. So after, because it kind of upset me, because I see all of these factories burning down. Like Agnosa just burnt down, I think last week. Fuente burnt down. Aventura, yours. So how long does it take
to rebuild
and get back on track after something like that?
Catastrophic thing like that.
Well, I haven't get any burn down yet. I know Henderson had it, Fuente in Nicaragua, and also Dominican Republic, if I'm not wrong. Well, some warehouses have seen it. But me thinking right now, the moment that took me to rebuild everything from scratch, it has to be, it has to take a longer time to really rebuild from something that probably you need to take down and rebuild it again or find another land or whatever.
Right.
And the hardest part is actually not that one. The hardest part is when you have all those back orders that you need to fulfill.
Yeah.
That's hard because even that a lot of customers will understand you, everybody got bills to pay. So if you don't ship the product that they cannot sell, they cannot pay the bills, they will promote another brand.
I was gonna say
Even that they understand you.
they'll
You know what I
fill
mean?
that spot with somebody else. So now, are your cigars just Dominican? Are they Nicaraguan or?
So my factory is in Dominican Republic, but I use tobacco from different places. I like Blackbird to be a brand that makes cigars picking the best tobacco from different countries. Like, how can I not use a San Andres Mexican wrapper? How can I not use Nicaraguan Esteli? How can I forget about Corojo from Honduras? How can I forget about broadleaf? Even that I don't have it, I would like to work something in the future. How can I forget about Brazilian Arapiraca, Cuba that I use? So there's a lot of tobacco from different places that you can use. The Indonesian tobacco, very great for the binder. African tobacco, which is very hard to find. Not everybody can really get it, and it's also expensive. So there's a big difference between a puro cigar, which is how Cubans call to the cigars, and a cigar. Cigar is blended with different tobacco from different places. Puro will be tobacco just from the same island, everything from the same. So they call it puro. So I believe if I want to offer a lot of things to the consumer, it will be using different tobaccos from different places. So most of my cigars have between 3 to even 6 type of tobaccos, depending on the blend.
So on that note, we got to take another break, and then we'll be right back with you.
All right.
This is a really fucking good Cuco.
Yo, so I keep telling y'all, the boss knows every motherfucking body. Keep telling y'all that. So guess who showed up at the hotel here in Connecticut? And y'all not gonna believe this shit. Joe, they ready for this shit, Joe?
I don't know. Are they?
Y'all not gonna believe this shit, but I'm gonna show y'all who showed up. This is the CEO and founder of NESS.
And one half of the
My man.
Sports Show.
Go ahead, man.
What's going on, fellas out there? Glad to be here with my favorite wrestling podcast. I love these guys. They're unique. They're funny. And I'll tell you, they know a lot about wrestling. You got to go to the Roku channel. Yeah, all you got to do, channel search on Roku TV, channel search National Streaming Sports, and you'll get their show.
So, Mac, let me ask you this. So, they can't find it. It's like the Pat McAfee show. Once ESPN take that shit off for the hour, it's done.
That's right. That's right.
So if you're not gonna watch from 11 to 12:30, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. It's like being a bar. It's like being a bar smoker. If you ain't got your fucking ticket, you ain't getting in.
I know what to tell you.
Go ahead.
Go to the Turnbuckles and Stogies podcast YouTube page, and you can watch all of our back episodes from episode 5 and on.
But
the originals are on the MV Radio YouTube page.
Let me tell you something else. Go where people know. 12,430 followers.
Whoa!
On the Roku channel.
Whoa!
1,600 views a day.
I feel like Elizabeth.
I'm telling you.
Elizabeth, that's for Elizabeth. Elizabeth, I'm coming, Elizabeth.
I mean, you don't get any better than that.
Sports all day, every day, to include my favorite wrestling podcast.
Well, and there you have it, guys. Our producer from Connecticut, Mr. Mac Attack himself. And God bless us. Yo, we'll see y'all. We took a Sunday off, so we'll see y'all next week. Have a good day, guys.
All
right. Where's the other guy? I can't hear you.
Now?
Yes, sir.
There we go. I don't know what happened. My mic, I've been charging them, but for some reason, man, they die no matter what I do. I have to get new ones. So let me ask you this, Jonas, because I saw you just promoting it. The Crow, the new one.
Yeah.
What is it? Box press?
Yeah, the Crow Box Press.
Same size.
So the Crow Box Press, I call it the refined version of the Crow, because when you have a regular shaped cigar Toro, and you're gonna do a box press in the same format, you need to take out at least half a leaf of the blend. So there's something that you take out, so it would have a minor change. So I can think that the strength is a little less, but everything tastes like very smooth. So what happened here? I was hanging out with my people at smokingpipes.com, the people from Laodicea, the people that bought Caldwell cigars. We are very good friends now, and they got to try the first Crow Express in January this year, and they told me, "Look, this cigar is amazing. We want to be the first in the country." So I gave them to my word. They have the pre-release boxes. They are now the only ones. After a certain time, we're going to be able to ship it out to different places, but we only did 600. So if anybody want to get that, it has to be through smokingpipes.com.
So let me ask you this: have you ever thought about doing like we go to a lounge up in Hudson, New York, and it's a DBL lounge? Have you ever thought about doing like a Blackbird lounge?
Yeah, I have get asked about it many times. I really want to do it. But everything will take place, right? The thing is, we're just going by priority. Priority was the factory.
Right.
Factory takes a lot of liquid money to invest. It's a massive, it's a massive building that we have right now. Thanks God and our effort, my partners, Vladimir and Papa, which is my master blender. That's the priority. Product. After that, all the beautiful stuff like having lounges. We are working in our, and then it will happen. It will happen.
Okay. What else you got?
What else you got, man?
I had something else. Hold on, I gotta think. Give me a second. I had it in my head. I started playing around on Smoking Pipes, looking for that box.
Oh my God!
Found the box, by the way.
Okay.
So now, is there anything besides that, the box press crow that we can expect from you coming out, or you have more adding to the line?
Yeah, the top-notch cigar. We are also working in a classic line. So let's say we're doing a classy line and a classic line.
Okay.
We just want to have something for everybody. Like we have the bundle cigar. We have the budget-friendly long filler cigars, which is the glitch. We have the core line. We are having short runs throughout the year. Next year, we're going to try to have 4 different short runs launch every quarter. We want to have, like I said, the classic line for all these retail shops that are, with the dress code, high scale stuff.
Yeah.
They need that type of product. They need it from us. And the classic for whoever is old generation people, we understand that we got to take care of them too. So we just want to have something for everybody. Whatever fits you as a retail shop owner, that's what we're going to work with.
Okay.
So now, what does and it varies from each state to state. So what does your bundles and everything go for? Like your bundles, your boxes?
I think what you're asking is like an average price.
Yes.
The average price for each stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, like what would the boxes of your core line go for? And then like the
all right, so
the glitch bundles, stuff like that.
So bundle cigars, it's by the volume. When you buy it by itself, if the retail shop decided to do it, will be probably $4 to $5. But when you buy the bundle, we probably be $45 to $60 a bundle, 25 cigars. When you do a glitch, we're talking about $7 per cigar, times 20 will be like 140. So depending, but I understand that every shop when you buy a box, they will give you at least a 10 to 15% discount. So it will be probably 120. When you do a core line in a Toro size, will be around 230 to 40, depending on this. Well, the state, I'm giving you the price before taxes.
Right.
Again, you buy a box, people will give you 10, 15% discount. So we're talking roughly 200 something. Short runs. In the case of the box press, it's at least $1 more than the regular Toro. So it will be around 274 maybe. In the case of short runs, it's around $3 more than the regular cigar. So but depending on the blend, I do 14 count or 20 count. So let's say a short run will cost around $14.50 per cigar. We're gonna have the classic line around 16 to 17, and the classic line, depending how we're gonna go, probably it's gonna be 20, depending on the look, depending on the quality of the tobacco, how long it was aged. So pretty much depends. So with Blackbird, you're gonna be able to have that cigar to celebrate, that everyday cigar, that cigar for the budget. It just depends how you feel.
So now, how did you? This is another one I meant to. How did you come up with the glitch?
Well, so the glitch is I was making a cigar for somebody, and one of the rollers really f up the blend. So we got a call from the master blender, and he was very pissed about it. He was very frustrated. Remember, a master blender is a chef, so that recipe has to be on point all the time.
Has to be perfect.
So he called to a partnership meeting, and we asked. He was like, "Oh, we effed up. We have around 10,000 cigars already. What can we do?" And I was looking already to have a budget-friendly cigar in the market, but my brother was like, "But does it taste bad?" No, but that's not the blend. The customer will be mad. Hey, does it taste bad? No. All right. So don't worry. We're going to work with that. Dennis is working on it. We're just going to call it a glitch. Glitch is an error in the computer.
Right.
Correct.
Right? This will be a happy glitch. Okay, it happened. So
that's it. That's good. I like that. I like that.
That's the next one I got to try.
I got to try that. I got to find it somewhere.
Hina had it.
Oh, this
yeah. On the, I think in the case directly across, like 2 shelves down.
Oh, okay.
So that's how we really did that.
Wow, man.
That's a good story because it was a bad situation that turned out to be a good thing.
Like the unkind, the glitch, like man, it's. I think I'm good about like with working with resolving last minute problems. I think I'm good at it.
Well, I mean, you are because you were in the marketing and all of that. So your thing is fast thinking. Like, hey, we got to get this out there, no matter
what's
how
the
bad
what's the quickest way?
What's the quickest way to get it going?
And honestly, wasting 10,000 cigars like that is
come on.
A lot of money.
I worked on the industry side for a little while with another company, and I know that losing 10,000 cigars is not
an option.
No,
not an option.
Even in the least. Not in the
but
least.
The things that I believe people like about us is we are authentic and we don't feel bad about being honest. You know, there's companies with a lot of respect that will put a marketing, family tradition for 100 years, and probably it's maybe 15 years. So I believe lies will cut up on time. I prefer to be honest with myself, give them the best I can, working with positive stuff and negative stuff. We just trying to make it work. Like, if this is a company, people live from here. We have a lot of families depending on us in the factory. They gotta eat, and we gotta resolve problems. Of course, those rollers are no longer with us, but we are still alive.
You know, a lot of companies, what they do is, and I'm sure you know this. A lot of companies claim that they rebrand their cigars, and all they do is just change the fucking label.
It happens. It's a beautiful way to say it. That's why I prefer. Doesn't matter if there's a mistake like the glitch. Cigar must be good every time we make it the cigar, because if something happened, if a rebranding happened, whatever, cigar must be great. But you probably don't need a rebranding when the cigar is great. But if you respect the craft, like I say in the beginning, probably you're not gonna have trash cigars. You want to be successful with bad cigars? Well, good luck to you.
Right.
You have to make great cigars. There's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of wonderful companies out there that have a lot of years in this. They're not going anywhere. The least they can do is go incorporate, but they're going to be there. You have to make, it's like, just respect the customer. If you respect the customer, you're going to make the best cigar you possibly can make.
And that's a big thing is the some of these companies either you know, some don't respect you unless you wear a 3-piece suit when you come to their events and you're buying, you know, boxes. And then the companies that it's funny because it's like the companies that do respect the customer are the smaller brands or the brands where people keep themselves, like you said, authentic, that keep it to them. Correct. Those are the brands that people gear towards.
Correct.
And even the podcasts or, you know, the liquor industry, like it's all, if you keep authentic, people gravitate towards you because you're not changing just because you're in a corporate world.
Exactly. There's a lot. This is the kind of podcast that I like to do because not only talking about the brand and everything, we can also encourage people to do positive stuff, or the behavior of them is like, if you are doing a company in whatever industry and you didn't have too much money, but after 5 years you are wealthy, why you need to change? If whatever put you on the map is because the way you were, don't change. Yeah. Even that I believe people don't change, I think money really showcase who you really are.
Yes. You'll see people's true colors when the money gets involved.
Exactly.
You know, and that's the thing is, you know, like I've seen it happen in certain.
We've seen it happen. I've seen it happen in the rest of the world.
Certain companies, like I'll see some of these guys that I knew, you know, starting out, and now I'm like, yo, what's up? How you doing? Oh yeah, I'm good. Let's talk later. And they'll blow me off. I'm like, really? I'm like, you know,
we're the guys that bought.
Like, I've been trying to help you and promote you and all this, and you're just kind of.
You know, we're the guys that bought their 5-packs when they were selling them, their boxes, and you know, now it's like, oh yeah, we'll talk soon. Take care, bye. I don't need you no more. I'm good.
Well, they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose a customer, right?
And that's what I tell everybody. And, I'm like, you know, like what it is. There's more cigars out there. There's new ones coming out every day from new companies starting up that you can try that are better than what you got rid of.
Like Cigar World, Hina, the owner, we met her like 3 or 4 times, and then we told her we had a podcast. And she said, oh, why don't you come here and film on a Sunday? We went there, we filmed. She gave us a cigar that she wanted to promote. We promoted it. We go there all the time. She's seen us at Barn Smoker.
And not only that,
and she goes, where's Joey? I said, I don't know, he's somewhere. She goes, oh, tell him I said hi. You guys got to come back to the shop.
And what we like about her too is she's, and you've seen it, Jonas, you get a lot of these shop owners that don't want to try new things or bring in new brands. You know, they're stuck on the legacies and the core lines of all these bigger brands where, you know, once she found out we had a podcast and, you know, that we kind of promote these little smaller boutique brands, she was like, well, if you can get me samples of some of these things, you know, I'm always looking for new stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Nina is a wonderful lady. We get along very well.
We've given her, you know, Ish's stuff. We've given her Forte Libre stuff, you know, just people that we're friends with that have sent us cigars and are like, hey, can you help me get into these markets? I'm like, listen, I'll pass them along. If they bring them in, they bring them in. If not, hey, listen, I tried.
And, you know, like now she doesn't do social media. She doesn't do all of that. So she spoke to Joey and said, Joey, I want you to help me with my social media. I want you to help me with this.
You know, because I do a lot of videos and stuff for like my cigars and, you know, ones that people will send us or, you know, stuff like that. And I told them, like, you know, the social media for you is going to be a big thing to drive more foot traffic.
And she also wants to do like events like cutting lights and things like that. And I'm like, we can help you with that. I said, that's not a problem. She goes, you guys seem to have a lot of people on your podcast. I said, we do. I said, we've done this, Jonas. We've only done this
almost just our 1 year.
We just hit our 1 year. And in our first year, we were booked up from January till December 31st.
No, we were booked this year. We were booked up from January until I think June or July.
So now we're booked up until October.
But we've had quality importers on. You know, one of the big interviews that everybody said, you know, we're not supposed to have because, you know, we are who we are. Where
we had Michael Giannini.
We're not supposed to have these guys. And I'm like, we had friends of ours.
We had Michael Giannini on. We had his boss on, which is the CEO. And then we had the COO on all at once. And then they told us about their cigars, which was the conspiracy
cigars that they did.
And we went to Hina's on Sunday. And guess what Hina had? She had fucking 10 boxes.
She had all the boxes because you buy.
And I'm like, holy shit. We just had them on like last week.
Because you buy like they did it to where they do humidors. You buy the cigars, you get the humidor and a cutter, and
But the box,
the higher up you go, in the humidors you go from a paleo plastic heavy V cutter to a Zycar X1 cutter, and then some of them you get a cutter and a lighter depending on the volume you buy.
But his boxes of cigars, the box is actually a travel humidor.
They're all travel humidors. They did it so where everything's a travel humidor.
So Jonas, I can't thank you enough, my brother, for coming on and taking the time and out of your busy schedule. I know you got a lot going on. I know you're going to Europe and everything else. And brother, I want to thank you because we're winding down. So I want to thank you for coming on, my brother. And listen, keep doing what you're doing because I'm gonna keep smoking fucking black.
I got one last question because I seen it the other day on a website. I forget what website it was on. What's the Osprey about?
Osprey. Oh, I did that probably 3 years ago. One website has it. I think it's a vinyl wrapper. It has been a long time.
It's called Bullet Branch, I think is the website.
Yeah, Bullet Branch is one and go. That's it. That cigar has to be phenomenal because they already have 3 years old.
Oh, that means I'm gonna have to go on and look for it.
What is it? What made you make that?
Well, the guy wanted to have something that nobody has it, and I took the job. Like, all right, let's make it happen. Let's give you something. He told me, I like the Osprey. Can you do that? All right, let's see if nobody has a trademark. Nobody had it. Like, you know what? Let's do it. He was happy about it. Yeah.
No, because I've seen him when he does his you can buy into his games almost that he has, and you win 5 packs, 10 packs, and I've seen those on there. And I was wondering if they were a run that you did for you, or if they were a short run for him, or
it was a short run for him.
Okay, so it's along the lines of the Cactus Wren, where it started out as a short run.
All right, so Jonas, we're gonna wind down, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Yo, listen. Whenever you're in New Jersey area, let us know. Hit us up. You got my number. Hit us up. We will definitely
I'll make sure to come out and see you.
Of course. I'm gonna put you right here, guys. I will need you to both text me separate with your address and email. I think I have it already, but put it over there. I'm gonna ship you both a hat.
My man,
appreciate it.
Appreciate you, my brother. Listen, take care. Safe travels this weekend, my brother. Enjoy Europe. Thank you very much,
guys. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, there you have it, everybody. Your interview for the week. Jonas from Blackbird. Everybody's been asking for it, so we oblige. We drop it here. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Next week, we'll be airing our interview with Nick Goss. We'll be filming that this week. And we'll be airing our interview with him. So drop your questions on our Instagram, Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod. Facebook, same thing. Drop your questions. DM us questions. I'll be putting up a link to drop some questions. This way you guys can drop them and we can ask them. So go get yours. Go get your merchandise. Link in our bio. Follow our link tree. Follow us on all social media platforms, all streaming platforms. Roku, Amazon, iHeartRadio. Everything will be updated this week. And that has been another fun episode. We'll see y'all next Sunday. Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.